What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a warm one here in Findlay, Ohio, and I'm hanging out in the beer shed, getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, the one I have today is called Coastal Sunrise, and this looks to be version 1. And this is from Humble Forager out of Rochester, Minnesota. Now, this is a fruited breakfast sour, and it says that it has blueberry, maple syrup, vanilla, and cinnamon. It actually goes into great detail when you go, when you look at the can, obviously very nice artwork on it. I don't know about you guys, it always weirds me out when you get these like Red Bull cans for beer. I've seen people start to doing them more and more. I don't know, it's just strange for me. It doesn't feel like a beer when I get it in this, but I suppose it still is. They have a little QR code here on the back, which is neat. When you scan it, it takes you to, basically, I guess, it looks like a sell sheet or something. Regarding this beer. Now, I think when I got this off the Ginger Yeti, and I think when he bought it, they came in, I don't remember if it was a 4-pack or what it was, but there was a couple of different ones, and it looks like there was a Coastal Sunset, Sunrise, and I wrote Sunrise twice. There was 3 different ones. So this is the Sunrise one. And there are multiple versions of this. So this one, like I said, was version 1. It looked like some of them had 7, 8 different versions with different combinations of things that were in them. And when you click this, like I said, you hit that little QR code. It takes you to the sell card for it. And it said this should taste like blueberry vanilla pancakes drizzled in maple syrup and dusted with cinnamon. I don't know about you, but that sounds magnificent. I've never had such a thing. When I had pancakes growing up, they were just plain. There was nothing on them, and you had maple syrup, not the good Canadian stuff, kind of that fake crap you buy. It's just corn syrup that's flavored. And if you were lucky, maybe you had an Eggo waffle if you were bougie. But blueberry vanilla pancakes drizzled in maple syrup and dusted in cinnamon. Yes, please. I'm going to ask my wife to make that now. That sounds absolutely magnificent. Now, like I said, these guys are out of Rochester, Minnesota. This is 6% 4 IBUs. Ratings-wise, does amazingly well. Untappd, 4.29, and that's with 5,000 check-ins. So that isn't with like 8 people that all know the brewer and gave it a thumbs up. This is 5,000 people tested this and really liked it. Beer Advocate 441, and this was actually rated as a number 50 overall kettle sour. Not number 50 in Minnesota or something like that, in the world. So top 50 in the world. Sounds pretty good. Big shout out to the Ginger Yeti for buying this and sharing it with me. Appreciate it, my brother. You know I'm a fan of sours. You know I love maple and cinnamon, so I'm hoping this comes through. Now, I would say there was some head there, but it dissipated immediately. Color-wise, this is kind of weird. It's like a brownish plum color. I'm not even going to break out my Brew HQ. Well, maybe. Let me take a look. Most of the beers tend to be on the lighter end or the higher end. This one, I don't know. Maybe like a 23 or 4. They have this category that says Ruby Brown. No, maybe a 22. It's a little bit lighter. Ruby Brown looks more cola-esque. This doesn't look like cola. It doesn't really have the red hue. But it's not brown. It's an odd color. I don't think I've ever spent this much time on the color, but it is kind of an odd color to it. Opaque, can't see through this thing. Carbonation, not much. I get a stray bubble here and there on the top of this when I look at the top, but that's about it. Let's give it a sniff. Now, you guys know I'm a sucker for sour beers. If I get a proper sour, it gets a Bismarcky for being funky. On the nose, it's not funky yet. It's slightly funky and fruity, but I wouldn't say that it's so funky that I'm just like, this is going to be proper funky. Lightly funky nose, fruity. That's it. Let's give it a shot. Cheers. That's another one that I really like. Now, I will say this. Sour is probably a bit of a stretch. This is tart. I know some people will say, what's the difference? There's a difference. If something is sour, you get that lip puckering, your cheeks come in like sour. Tart is what I associate with just, a lot of fruits have like a little bit of sweetness to them, a little bit of tartness to them. This is fruit tart in that respect. Not that that's bad. It's just a difference. Body, medium. Body's not bad on this. Nice body to it. Flavors, I think a lot of what they said comes through. Maybe not in the same order. So I think I definitely get blueberry. I definitely get cinnamon. Vanilla, not so much. What else is supposed to be in there? Maple syrup. Let's give it a shot. Blueberry's a dominant flavor right up front. You get blueberry right off the bat. And it kind of fades to cinnamon. And you can pick up the cinnamon because it has that light, kind of like spicy thing. I also think you pick up, I don't know about you guys, but I pick up cinnamon. This will sound very strange, but on my lips a little bit because you get that tiny bit of a cinnamon burn, which I kind of enjoy. It's not a burn, but you know that it's there. I suppose you get the maple, but it's dialed back a little bit. The vanilla, I'm not really getting. The vanilla, I don't know, maybe the other ones are drowning it out. But I don't care. Whatever this is magnificent. The flavors in this are great. The body's nice. Now, again, if I'm a true sour fan, this probably isn't as sour as you would like it. But if you're a casual beer drinker and you really don't like those big lip-puckering sour beers, this is delicious. And I will say this. I generally prefer those big lip-puckering sour beers. And I can overlook it in this because it's so good. Yeah. Now, I will say this. I don't know that I get blueberry pancake. I probably get blueberry, cinnamon, a little bit of maple, which is probably good because I quite like maple, but it's a dominating flavor. And I think they use it sparingly, which you should, because you don't want to overpower the other stars in this cast. So for me, this is a magnificent beer. Coastal Sunrise. Now, the other interesting thing, I think this is, like I said, version 1. It says on the back here. Never seen this on a can before. Vegan version, number 1. Big thumbs up. Absolutely love this. I would drink these all day long. And at 6, oh, that's a kind of interesting twist. It said 6%. I looked over here and said 6 ABV, 4 IBUs. I thought for sure 4 was going to be the ABV. I know I said it earlier, but I don't really think about it much after I initially say it. I expected this to be lower. It's 6. Not that 6 is high or 6 is going to be like, you're picking up the alcohol, but it's not just like, a weak beer. Sometimes when you get something that's a little fruitier, a little nicer, it's like very low ABV and you're just like, this is essentially an alcopop. This is not that at all. This delivers on all the flavors, is absolutely magnificent. Plus it's 6%, decent ABV. So, for me, huge thumbs up for this one. Hopefully you like the video. If you do, give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. As always, if you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you tried this? I've seen from this series, it looks like it's the Sunset, Sunrise, and I don't know what the other one was, Sun something or other. Well, let's see. It would be Sunset, Sunrise. I don't know what would be in the middle. I was hoping they'd forget one of those two and I'd remember the opposites, but is what it is. Awesome series. Awesome flavors in all of these. I know a lot of them, they mix up the fruits or the adjuncts or the things that go into it. This is world class. Those ratings are well worth it. 4.29, 4.41. If anything, I think they might be a little bit low. The only thing that might hurt it is because it's a sour. Maybe some people want it to be more sour. But if you put away and this, I'm talking to myself here, your urge to want those super sour beers, magnificent. Great beer. If you've had it, let me know what you think about it. Cheers.